here we go.
Here we go, last video.
Last video of this session. It is lift and print foam stamps, take 28, action.
In the first introduction video, we showed you how to use paint. You apply it to the surface and print it, or you use an ink pad and you apply it to the surface and print it, or other media. In this video, Elizabeth is going to show you how you can take color from something that's got paint on it and then apply it to something. Apply it to something else, right? In this case, the something is a gel plate. So she's going to start off with a gel plate that's got a smooth layer of paint and one that's bare, and then she's going to show you how you can lift from one and print to the other. Thus the name.
Thus the name of lift and print. Yeah, so you get 2 prints
For the price of one.
for the price of one. And yeah, in the process of one. And I just used one stamp, the Klimt memory stamp, as I'm demonstrating this. But if you want to get more complicated, you could use 2 or 3 different stamps at the same time in this process. So it's super simple, but it's also fun, and you get like 2 sheets at the same time. So that's good.
Yeah, and I mean, you could also use multiple colors. So you can bring another stamp.
Yes.
You can bring, I mean, you could, if you wanted to be a little crazy, and you don't necessarily have to use 9 by 12 plates, but if you've got smaller plates, you could get them lined up kind of out of your way with different colors on them, and then you can lift from those colors and place the imprints on the plate that you're working on, and now you've got all these colors and all these patterns, and then when you pick it up with yet another color, it gets really cool.
My head is going to explode.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yes, we can do that, but I like to try to keep it simple in the video sometimes, because I don't want you to look at it and go, I don't know what she's doing. Haven't you ever done that? Watch like somebody else's video and you're like, yeah, that's so cool, I'm gonna try that. And then you get to trying it and you're like, okay, I don't even know, how did they do that, I've even watched myself on my own video and tried to replicate what I did on my own video, and I can't watch myself and learn enough to do it. Anyway, so I kept this basic, but you can certainly run with it in many different directions.
There's lots of ways to expand on it and change it up. So have fun with it. I mean, really, you're going to see how simple this is to do. And then I think once you let your brain run a little bit, you'll think of all these other ways to expand it with color and other stamps.
Most definitely. All right, let's go do it.
Let's go do it.
So I've got a nice thin layer of teal rolled out on this plate, and I'm going to use the Klimt memory stamp to remove paint from this 9 by 12 plate and add it to the other. So we're just going to press the stamp into the paint, and we're going to transfer it over here. And then I'm just going to wipe off a little bit of that color so that I get as clean of foam, because that will remove the most paint from this side, and then transfer over here. And I'm kind of designing where and how I'm stamping so that this is an interesting pattern and this is an interesting pattern. So that one picked up a little bit less because I forgot to wipe it.
Well, we're human. We forget things. In my case,
there
frequently.
we go. Right. Okay, so they're both going to be a little bit more subtle. The whole thing is going to be a lot more subtle than a stencil pattern per se, because instead of blocking the paint, we're removing the paint, but we're not removing all of it. You don't see it clear down to the plate. So we're removing a certain amount of it. So it's always going to be a more subtle effect than a stencil. Okay, so removing, and then when we transfer it, it's not as solid of a transfer. It's a little more subtle. Okay, so now I can bend the stamp, so it's kind of nice sometimes to sort of bend it and add a little bit more pattern in some of those open spaces. I think that looks pretty good.
Looks good to me.
All right, so now...
Oh, paper.
It's okay. We gotta wait for it to dry. So over here, I'm gonna pull this one with a dark blue so that I get a big contrast between the teal and the dark blue. But this is such a thin application of teal, I'm afraid that the dark blue would overpower it because it's very light here. So I think we might have to go with a really light kind of neutral color for that. I'm thinking maybe the Titan Buff. That's pretty light though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
It's
let's
a nice
see.
neutral color.
It is. I wonder if it's a nice neutral color. Or you think the pink would overpower it? In these light areas, perhaps.
Well,
we'll try this.
The pink is opaque,
Yeah.
so it might show through a little bit.
Yeah, we'll try that. Okay, so this, how's that looking? Is it dry? It looks pretty good. So we'll put this out, the dark blue, on top of it. And a nice thin layer of that. The more paint you use, the longer it takes to dry. And I have no patience for waiting for things to dry, like paint, watching paint dry. Right?
I have nothing to say about that. Use that pink one up there for a roll-off sheet. I won't mind. It doesn't make
Okay.
any difference. Don't you hate when it does that?
Yes, I love it when it does that. Okay, so ready, Freddie? Here we go.
Here we go.
So we're gonna put this one down on here. So this is obviously the plate that we removed the paint from with the Klimt memory foam stamp. And over here is where we transferred it. So I'm gonna go with a lighter color here, keeping in mind that that is also a very pale color and a light application.
Here's another. This is a clean brayer.
Oh, see, she doesn't want me using her brayer.
That is my brayer.
I know. She's hiding it
Yes.
because she doesn't want me to get it all cracked up.
I hide my tools from you all of the time.
I know you do. I'm aware. Because my brayer squeaks. And you don't want to have to take that home.
Oh, I do not. No. That we call that the WD-40 brayer.
Right.
As in it's in dire need of some contact with WD-40.
Exactly. Okay, so we're a little
You're
off.
committed to that, aren't
A
you?
little off kilter there, but we're committed to it now. Yep. Okay, so we put that in there. And I just like to give these a few minutes. So I'll pause and then we'll be right back. Okay, so that's dried for a few minutes. It's not feeling damp or cold, cool on the back. So here we go, the big reveal, Barb. Ooh, look at that. So here's the print side where we removed the paint with the foam stamp. We removed it out of the teal and then pulled the print with the darker blue. And the reason why the dark blue works to pull the print is because the teal is opaque. See the solid square there? It's opaque, so this does not show through that. Okay, that looks terrific, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Super happy with that. So that's the removing paint, and this is the transfer over to here. And I pulled this with the pink because I was a little concerned that the teal application was pretty faint.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
That's really pretty.
It is very cool. Oh, get that? No.
Yeah.
So now we have the side that the color was transferred to. So in this technique, you get 2 prints when you use 2 gel plates and 1 foam stamp. So that's it on the lift and print.
That's it for the lift and print. Yes, in fact, that's it for this session. We have been in our remote Sacramento studio for a week now, and this is our final video of this time. And we're always grateful when we get together, but I don't know about her. I'm really grateful when we're done.
She's really glad when I leave.
That is not what I said. You heard me. That is not what I said. It's a very intense period of time when we're focused a lot on what the content we're trying to produce and the techniques we're trying to give you. And it's exhausting.
Can be. So signing off from Sacramento, spring 2026.
Bye.
Bye.